Assuming it, I thank you guys all so very much for being here with me today. Today is my birthday stream. My official birthday was July 27th. And I'm very excited to be here with you guys today, able to sit back, play some games, talk about all the things going on. Lots to be excited about. Lots of news that has really just developed over the course of the last just couple of days. I apparently am having my viral moment over on Twitter or X or whatever the hell that platform wants to be. The platform formerly known as Twitter. And it's been really great to see. And yeah, lots of hate, but that's to be expected. That's a part of the Ginger Prime brand. A lot of people don't like things that are beautiful and fun, and they want to try and deflate it, and they won't, and they can't. That's the funniest and the weirdest thing about all of it, is that the more people who try to mock and hate me, the bigger I grow, the better I become, the stronger I get. And so welcome to the haters, and welcome to all of you guys who are here. So I appreciate you. I'm going to jump into Discord. I'm going to be hanging out playing New World for a couple hours, and hopefully, yeah, we're going to have some good conversations, some good talks. What's going on, Ghost? What's going on, Despis? How are y'all doing? Byron with the early chat. Happy birthday. Thanks, guys, for the likes on this stream. And let me see here. Let me minimize this little window that just popped up. Okay, I should be good to keep this up and running there. And let me toss over here. Make sure that this is up perfectly. Excellent. Hey, what's up, True Grit? Over on Kick, happy birthday. Thank you. Beecham over on YouTube. Happy, guys, thank you so much. Awesome stuff. You're not doing too bad. How about yourself? Dude, I'm doing great. I've been, I can't tell you how good I feel. It is unreal. It's almost like, it feels unnatural. The medicine has been really helping me out, and it's been making just my everyday that much better. I'm going to jump into Discord chat. If anybody, as a reminder, I like having real conversations with you guys, not just with the text chat, but if you guys want to jump in on voice, just don't have a lot of background noise. Don't, sometimes you get people call in and you can hear everything going on in their house, and it's like, let's not have that. But if you guys have a decent sound, jump on in. So what's up, Yamron? How's it going, dude?
What's up, Brian? Happy birthday.
Thank you very much, man. It has been going really, really well. How you been?
Doing okay.
Doing okay?
Yeah, work's changed.
Oh,
so.
In a reduction of hours, or do you still have a job kind of change?
Different job.
Oh, you got a new job.
Change of hours. Well, not a new job, same place, just different position.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully
because
that.
I'm like the only one who knows how to do it.
Well.
So what happened was, they axed one of the positions.
Oh.
At my workplace. So for Amazon, Amazon Fresh, they axed the L3 position, which is the zone leads.
Okay.
That's 15 people in my workplace.
Wow. Okay.
But like several hundred employees across the nation. So one of the ZLs, one of the zone leads, was receiving manager. So because I'm basically the only one who knows how to do it, like,
you're doing it now. Are they paying you for that?
What?
Are they paying you for that though?
I don't get a pay raise.
Ah, it sucks. What's up, creature?
Level 1.
Oh man.
But it's a different position, which actually isn't too bad. Because at least I'll just be like in one spot. I'll be in charge of one thing. Like, it's fine.
Okay.
But I'm technically not like so the L3 position has just been completely axed. Like, there's no L3 right now. So I can't even like get promoted technically.
Man, that sucks.
But I would be looking, and people are like afraid now to get promoted, and it's like now because like people are complaining, they laid off all these people, and like your job is insecure, and I'm just like, why would we why would we ask for a promotion when our job is insecure? And I'm just like, I just wanted to tell the people, like, dude, as long as you work for a company
Your job is never secure.
No job is secure.
Yeah, like that's some weird illusion, right? That I see.
I learned that the hard way because, well, two ways. One, my dad worked for Verizon for 24 and a half years, and they laid him off.
Mm-hmm.
So he
screwed him out of his pension, right?
What?
Did they screw him out of his pension or something like that? I've heard stories about it. Yeah.
6 months away from his pension.
That sucks, man.
Or something like that, 6 or 9 months away from his pension, something like that. He would have been, at 25 years, he would have gotten a pension. And he was banking on that to retire. Well, Verizon changes some stuff, and they lay him off, and he's out of his pension. So we do still get like perks of stuff. You know, he is a former employee, so we do get like a cheaper Verizon internet and phone package.
Man, but that's not retirement, man. Like,
no,
yeah, that sucks.
I'm not. Listen, it's a perk. I'm not saying I would rather he have his pension still.
Yeah.
That's just me. So I'm just like, listen, why would we ask to be promoted if our job isn't secure? I'm just like, the only time your job is secure is if you're self-employed.
No,
right?
not even that.
Because why would you fire yourself?
It's not even that, because it's self-employed, like, like you live and die off of like business and so much. So that's really what, like me being self-employed for 5 years, like it really,
right.
You learn so much, and then you're like, oh, there is this giant illusion. Everybody just kind of lulls themselves into this false sense of security, and then they get bit by it, right? Like, and that's where, I'm going to continue to tell people is like, pay off your debt. Because when you're debt free, and if they want to, and if you get laid off, if they're like, oh, you're, whatever, then you're like, all right, like I'm not in like massive amounts of trouble. Where I see people are like,
right.
Especially if they're living outside their means and they're borrowing money, then they get laid off. Then all of a sudden, getting laid off turns into like an actual emergency or like a tragedy, as opposed to like, all right, I got laid off, I guess I'll go find another job. Well, like, I remember when I did, my dad's like, oh, you got to sell your car. I was like, I own my car. like no one's coming to collect it. Like I don't owe anything on it. I just bought an old car, and I keep it running, like, all right.
Right. I mean, Creature has the right of it,
Yeah. Creature says, though, that's why, Creature says this. He's like, that's why I'll never work for a company I don't have ownership in. Yeah, I would say that, like, the conversation should be about, like, okay, I'm going to work on this. Is there a pathway to, to prosperity? Like, if I help you, like, that's what I would like to personally see more of.
Like, that's why I want to, like, I've been thinking about this, right? Like, I genuinely want to live off my writing.
Yeah.
But it's gonna take a while, right? But I was thinking about it, I was like, maybe I'll just like hold on to this job as like a steady, like what you do, right? Mm-hmm. You work for, you technically have a job that pays the bills, right? And it's a steady amount of income.
Yes.
Right, but you still like do content creation. Mm-hmm. That's what I'll probably do.
I got I got content creation. Content creation, most of this it pays Jack the editor, and then I do I help people out whenever they need help, and so it ends up being more like like content creation is like just it's a hobby, it's a passion, and it's not like it's not like, I mean, there's just no money in it. Like there is, like, I guess if you hit a certain level, it's like, all right,
to make money in it.
That's why it's like a lot of people, they're like, oh yeah, it's like, no man, like this is my retirement plan. Like I'm gonna play games, and at some point, like when I'm retired, it's gonna be great, because then we'll hang out, play more games together and stuff like that. But no man, like I'm gonna keep making content. Plus the fact that I can tell you everything I want to tell you, and I don't have to sit here and like pull my punches. And I see so many people pull punches, dude, and it's like, just tell people how it is.
I mean,
just tell people how it is. It's like, anyway, it's just, it frustrates me.
Yeah, I paid off. So with my private student loans, I paid off about a quarter.
Woohoo!
It's like a hair under a quarter of it. It's like.
Are you doing lowest to highest?
No.
I mean, smallest to largest?
I'm doing, not large, words. I want to do that. My parents are kind of won't let me. I know.
Yeah, we need to get them into FPU, dude. Like, we got to get them going into it.
I know. Well, the thing is, they're skeptical of that shit. And
how? The evidence is clear. When you go the highest to lowest, you're not going to do it. It doesn't work, and the reason is because you're freaking human. You know, like the person who does that is the exception rather than the rule. The psychology behind it. Yeah. So it's like math nerds will never get out of debt because they can't get past the fact that they forget to factor out risk. My dad is guilty of this 100% of the time.
Yeah.
You go smallest to largest because it builds momentum. It gets you that win, and it gets you hope. And hope will bring you out of debt, as opposed to like, I've been paying on this. Life's going to happen. You're going to stop paying on it. It's going to gain interest back, and you're going to feel defeated. Same thing if it's like this. It's like it's same thing with weight loss. If you go on a diet and you gain 5 pounds, you're not going to stay on the diet. And that's the same thing. So like I with respect to the parenthood and the position of parent that you have for them, they're wrong. They're wrong. Smallest to largest. It just works, man. It works, and it works so freaking well that I can't not like tell people about it. I'm like, let's go.
I mean, I brought it up to my parents, and they're just like, "What the hell? Are you crazy?"
Oh man, yeah.
You got to pay off that huge student loan, and I'm just like, all right. And they, yeah.
True Grit Catholic over on Kick says, not to mention that if you snowball that low payment into the next big payment, they actually get paid off so much faster. So all the studies, all the math shows, and if they should just have them call Dave Ramsey, just have them get on the phone with him. He takes phone calls. And if after talking to him, if they're like, all right, no, you will get out of debt faster if you go smallest to largest. You will, you will like, because it gives you, literally it's like a win, you know, you get the win and then you follow it up with another win. And then every win you get, your punches get stronger. And it's like you start at some point, you get to the point where you're throwing cannonballs at the debt, dude. Massive cannonballs. And you're like, oh, I just paid $3,000 on that this month. Oh, and I did it again the next month. And then they were like, you got to be kidding me. Like, but you can't do that when all your money is getting bled from you, you know? Hey, what's up, Casual?
My saving grace is that my federal loans are still
on hold. But that's October,
right? Because of the thing, which isn't going to last long, right?
Right.
It's going to probably last till September or something.
I heard October.
Oh, October? Well, that's good, I guess. Yeah, so I'm just, it's a constant argument. I'm just like,
I don't envy it.
So,
but I'm living proof, dude. $100,000. That's what we paid down, and that's a lot. Like, that's a lot of money, you know.
Oh, I'm aware.
And I'm not, and it's like I wasn't making insane amounts of money.
The argument and the conversation, just like,
yeah, dude, I feel you.
Whatever.
I feel you.
If they think they know better, fine, whatever.
What's going on, mister? He says, happy birthday. What game is this? Right now I'm playing some New World. I don't think it's on sale right now, but they usually tend to go on. It goes on sale quite often.
Yeah, I mean, it usually goes on sale for like $20.
Yeah, dude. Even the $40 edition, I'm like, you know, I'm thousands of hours, like $40. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. If anybody wants to join me in game, we're hanging out in Discord. You can come hang out like you hear Yamron as well with me in chat. He's also my name pronunciator. So if I butcher your names, he can help correct.
It's okay. No worries.
Oh man, dude, the creature says you see the evidence of people reacting to my Final Fantasy 14 clip. I haven't seen reactions. All I've seen is the Twitter stuff and the hate, the pure hatred in some of these people. Like,
why
I'm like,
hate?
Because they are children. Like it's good. They're trying to get attention off the moment. And I'm like, all right, like I get the content creation game, but the other side of it is like, there's people who are like, anybody who plays 14 on an Xbox, we're going to go harass them. We're going to go harass these Xbox players who come in on with Final Fantasy 14 because this is our game. And it reminds me so much of when Asmongold. It reminds me so much of when Asmongold came to play 14, and everybody's like, we don't want him here. He's toxic, so we're going to be really toxic. So it's like, come on, man. Darul Boy Gaming says, hey, Ginger, have you tried Remnant 2 yet? I think you'd like it. I actually own Remnant 2. It is incredible. I've only got to play a little bit so far. I got that as my birthday present to myself, and it also runs on GeForce Now. So I was like, that's the thing I checked. I was like, all right, dude, Remnant 2 looking really good. Does this run on GeForce Now? And I pull it up, and it's like, yep, it runs on GeForce Now, baby. I was like, yes, because that gives me like, it's so funny. I was like, to any of the like the diehard Xbox fans out there, like, I love my Xbox, I love my PlayStation, I love my PC. I also like cloud gaming because I have insane internet here at the house, and it really works for me as a parent. It gives me so much flexibility to where I game. I have a handheld that I stream my games to, from my PC or from the cloud, and it's just like I'm living the dream, dudes. It's the best time to be a gamer for me right now. And so I'm having a great time with it. Anyway, that's my TED Talk. Yes, I've tried Remnant, and it's great. You're 100% right. I haven't played it on stream. Maybe we'll if I get more time, maybe I'll do a Remnant 2 stream. Oh, I'm not surprised. So Mando for Life says, I was a little disappointed by the lackluster FanFest cheering for the Xbox announcement. Even as someone who has never owned an Xbox console, I'm so tired of exclusivity, dude. Gamers first, dude. I'm 100%
weird as well.
I'm not surprised though. Someone was like, man, Brian's way more excited than anybody out at FanFest. It's like, they're all Sony ponies there. Like, why would an Xbox person be at the Final Fantasy 14 FanFest? Oh wait, hello Phil Spencer, come on down. And I regret, the one regret I have is that in the back of my mind, 1 minute before it happened, 1 minute I was thinking, man, how cool would it be if Yoshi P says, let me get my friend Phil Spencer on this stage? And I didn't say it out loud. And I was like, good Lord, that would have been the perfect start of that cliff. That would have been the perfect start to that clip, because I've been advocating for this for 10 plus years, loudly. And the people in the audience and online, who especially have been very mad at me this past couple of days, were the ones that were like, this is never happening. If it ever, they said this, if it ever comes to Xbox, I will quit Final Fantasy 14. I go, well,
bye-bye.
I hope that you're a person of your word, you son of a bitch. Because now it's time to pay the piper, but you won't, because you're a coward. And that's just who these people are. And God bless them. You just got to sit down and pray for them. That tends to chase them away. Anytime like I get hate that comes my way, I'm like, dude, I'm just going to pray for you. And they go, and then they run back into the shadows. And it really makes me it makes me laugh. So it is, it is what it is, man. And thank you guys for the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. From Argentina. Oh, go ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna keep cutting you off, dude.
That was pure like joy, dude.
Dude, dude. I've been on cloud 9 for the last 2 days. Like, you wake up the next day and you're like, dude, it's actually happening. And I have a video I'm working on, because like I wanted to give everybody, like, because the number one question I get is like, hey, dude, are you coming back to 14? And the answer is not yes, and it is not no. It's actually a very complex answer that I really am looking forward to sharing with everybody. And so like so I'm working on that video, because I feel like people keep asking. I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to talk about what my return would look like and what that timing would be. And it's all around my health. It's all around my weight. And finally, since we found the core issue, why I have been constantly just gaining weight and not been able to lose it, despite the fact that, I work out 5 to 6 times a week. I don't eat, crap. I don't eat sugar. I don't drink alcohol. Like, somebody's like, oh man, I just gave up, sodas and I lost like 30 pounds. And I'm like, dude,
for you.
Like, I can't give it up twice, man. I gave it up when I was 13. Yeah. I don't consume a lot of sugar. So, you know, we gotta address that. But I have been able to lower my A1C naturally by a point, like 0.1 so far. And hopefully that's going to keep continuing. So we're going to keep monitoring all of this stuff. And so that way I can ideally live a good life and enjoy gaming for many years to come. But more than anything else, enjoy the kids. I have been having so much fun, and me and the kids have been doing so much, especially the summer. And I'm hoping to get a couple of them riding their bikes now without the training wheels. I got a couple without training wheels. I got a couple still on training wheels. And I'm hoping to do some more biking with them. And it's like, dude, man, life is good. And that's where it's like when you see these haters online just mad about games. They've been mad about games all of 2023. Like I don't think they're not really gamers, man. Like they're just angry people who like, you know, I don't know what they're mad at. Like this is one of the best years for video games. I can't like you could throw like, you know, I could reach out and I could touch 10 like amazing games right now. And it's like, this is great. Yeah. I don't know why people are pissed.
I mean, I guess it goes down to tribalism, I guess. Right?
Well, there's a tribalism nature to it, but I think it's more that people treat gaming as their religion. And that's where you get that tribalism. It's like, it's not even about having a discussion, right? One of the things, like, you know, we were before the moment that I just, like, they announced Xbox, like right at the start of the stream, some people coming in and they're just harassing me. It's like, you're a failed stand-up comedian. What does that mean?
You're a failed stand-up comedian?
That's one of the quotes. Work? Exactly. I was like, what do you mean? Like, that people put me on shows and they pay me money so that I can tell them jokes? You know, like, this is, if that's failing, I don't care, man. I'll be the biggest failure in the world. Yeah. If you define me as a failure, then I hope everybody can join me in this failure ship of fucking succeeding in life. You know, it's like, let's freaking go, right? And but they're just trying to harass me. They're trying to get a rise, and everybody's like, ban them. And it's like, that's not my way. I don't believe in censorship. I don't believe in silencing haters, because they can speak up and they'll just make me stronger. They're just going to make me bigger. They're just going to feed me content that I can talk about. And all we need to do is pray for people who think like this, because there's something broken in their lives. And because of that brokenness, the hope is that they can grow out of it. Everybody can be redeemed. Everybody can have that moment where they're like, I've been following and chasing a meme my whole life. Wait a minute, like maybe I should actually start thinking for myself. And it's like, let's go, man. Yes. And so I don't believe in these censorships, because I think all that does is create these artificial walls. But if you want to come and yell at me, it doesn't mean I need to read it. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to constantly encourage you to grow the fuck up and be a man and like figure out who you want to be. And I'll be your biggest champion, even if you've, you know, called me horrible things, which people have, and they're free to do so. But I will be your biggest champion if, like, you're like, Brian, I want to be this. I want to do this. And I'm like, let's go. Let's do it. You know, whether it's gaming or not. But my biggest fear for a lot of these people is they're not going to have that awakening moment until it's too late. They're going to end up dead on the Walmart floor, completely alone. And then in that dying moment, they're going to realize they've wasted their whole life. And that's the real tragedy. I do not hate these people. I pity them, because I know what their future is unless they choose to actively take a better route. And that's what it is. Like, I feel, and you know this, Cameron, I'm preaching to the choir here. Like, this is, I think, the better mission. I think games, they give us the ability to have these difficult conversations, right? They take our passions and we can now talk about real stuff, dude. We can actually really talk about this stuff. And it's not that you have to quit gaming, but it doesn't make that gaming is your religion. So once you get out of that gaming is my religion and into gaming is this beautiful, fun hobby, then that's where we have. But once you cross into that religious line, the only thing I can do is I can shame you, and I can just sit here and you're going to feed me plenty of jokes. I make jokes about all these people, you know, in my comedy set. You know, that's going to be how it is. Sorry if I've missed chat too, by the way, as I've been on this little rant. Hey, sweetheart. Yeah, what's your question?
Welcome, Chili.
Hey, Chili.
Hi, it's me. Hi.
Sorry, one second, guys. Maddie's got a question for me.
Yeah, real gamer. Yeah. Colin Prime, you're right. When I saw...
Hey guys, do y'all want to say hi to Maddie? She wants to hear. I'm gonna put the headphones on. In 3, 2. All right, she can hear you now.
Hi, Maddie. How are you doing?
Hello. Hi, how are you doing? Hope you're doing. Hope you're having a lovely Sunday.
I am. Hi.
Whatever time zone it is. Hi.
Hi.
Cool. All right. Yeah, it does have some good music. All right, these are mine. If Mom needs another cup, go try to find her water bottle. All right, it's not up here. Close the door, please. All right, cool. Thanks for that.
No worries.
Anyway, happy birthday, Brian.
Thank you very much, Jelly. Creature says, "Come on, nothing I said was that horrible. You're overreacting." Dude, I'm a content creator. It's all about the reaction, right?
Basically.
Oh, man.
You have to overreact to react, basically.
That's the thing, though. It's not like, oh, man. The beautiful thing is to see so many people that I haven't talked to in a while just, like, excited for me, coming out of the woodwork for me. Like, the overwhelming positive is just, like, it's a 1,000,000 to 1, positive to the negative, but
yeah, it's like when because I was reacting to it as well. Like I think pretty much everyone was reacting to that, and I'm like, as soon as it got to Xbox, Phil Spencer came, I was like, oh look, wait, I think I can hear Brian in the distance.
Yeah, I think everybody could hear me. My kids later came into the room. They're like, Dad, can you not yell? I was like, I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's me, Creature. It's Chili.
I'm drinking this.
Hi.
All right, take this down and then find another cup for me, please. Thank you. Yeah, it was, dude. Oh man, it's so interesting too because it's like, and then people got mad at me for crying. I'm like, you don't understand. Like I even said, I was like, I think it was like a month ago. I was like,
I don't understand
you will see
that stuff, right?
massive tears for me.
Because I was explaining to Mike, right? Like that reaction you had reminds me of like the reaction people had when they saw Luke Skywalker at the end of Mandalorian season 2.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right, people like cried and bawled their eyes out when they saw Luke Skywalker, and well, I don't care, but people, it's basically the same energy. It's excitement, and it's hype. It's like
it's surprise.
Experience was like pure unbridled hype,
and 10 years plus of longing, of like advocating and fighting and doing like. Campaigns, signing campaigns, talking about it like at every opportunity, constantly being told it's never going to happen, and then constantly being like, no, it's going to happen. And the only thing I think I said was like, if they never, it's like,
I just want to confirm something. Didn't I tell you a few years ago that they plan to do Stormblood, and when they announce the Stormblood, they're going to announce the Xbox version?
I think you might have said that.
I told you it years ago.
I believe so. I think I can confirm that.
It's possible.
But I was like, oh man, Stormblood.
I was hearing that for a while. I was hearing that was their plan. They were planning to do both.
But I was like, Stormblood as a part of the free trial. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Well,
no, I joke, but I don't think we'll ever see Shadowbringers for a long time. I don't think.
It's going to be a while.
Stormblood is probably going to stop for now.
I don't know, man. The pattern kind of holds, so where it's like
happen at some point. I just don't know when.
I mean, it'll happen at some point. Everything happens at some point.
Everything happens at some point. Yes. No, the fact is, like, I was like, the thought that I did have that is like, if it doesn't happen by 7.0, then it's like, is Sony buying them? Like, is this, is this something that is just not going to happen due to business and money and then that would be a bummer.
Well,
I think.
I never, to be honest, as a Sony fanboy, I never thought it was Sony buying them. I just think it was just they just didn't have enough money, and they were waiting until Microsoft funded a little bit of money. It's hard to make in two. They're already doing 2 platforms.
Yeah. Well, that's where I was saying like this. This is a problem that Microsoft could fix. Right. I was like, this is a problem that Microsoft can fix. Microsoft write the check. It's like, and maybe then it was just a negotiation of what that check looks like. So I'm glad that it came to fruition. But then again, like obviously 16 being exclusive to PS5, it's like I do not like that. And even though that I am playing 16 on PS5, it's like I get why. I just wish that more people had the opportunity to play 16 right now. And the thing is they're just gonna have to wait. That's just the business side of it, and that we know there was money spent.
I mean, Sony has to sell consoles in the end.
Oh yeah.
Same with Microsoft.
Microsoft not so much.
But
yeah. But Sony does.
But they still
I understand. They
still want to sell. Yeah.
I understand Sony's
they still
motivations.
want you to promote their brand in some way.
the thing that I want and the thing that you give me the most hope for is I still want my PS5 in the cloud. Like, that's what I want. I want the ability. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm excited for. That's what I'm really looking forward to. Is like, let me just have, because for those of the non-parents out there don't understand this, but everybody who's a parent knows that they have woken up to find their beloved console under something that is destructive, whether it's water, cereal, milk, I don't know. And I would just prefer not to have that happen to my systems. Dude, the fact that it's finally coming is great. It's great for Final Fantasy 14. It's great for Final Fantasy 14. Like, it then also is great for crossplay, cross-save. It's another game that's like, just play where you want to play, man. Do you like PlayStation? Yeah. Great, now, we got an option. Do you like PC? Great, we got an option.
The dream would be for them to now do a cross-buy, but they will never do that. Even if they would sell it for more money, I would like that. Like, you could buy the normal edition for £40, or you could buy the normal edition for £70. But that £70 includes other licenses.
Yeah, here's the ultimate.
Make it a little bit more expensive because they're selling it normally.
Oh my gosh, I could not get out of that twister. All right.
Oof.
Yeah, I gotta make a camp.
I just saw you die. Yeah.
Dude, I kept trying to get out of that twister and it kept pulling me back in, man.
I'm not sure if it kept pulling you back in or if the mob kept hitting you.
It could be. It could be that. I'm gonna make it.
Sure.
This time I'm making a camp.
Where are you trying to farm?
I'm here and I'm trying to just do the seasonal quest line right now. I'm just chilling.
Okay.
And yeah, everyone's happy with 14 and me right now. I'm playing 11.
Yeah, I've been seeing you message about that. No, that's why I was like, "Are you on retail?" And it's like, and I was like, "Man, I'm really tempted
I'm on retail.
I'm really tempted to jump in on 11 too." But then I was sitting here going like, I just don't have that kind of time. Baldur's Gate 3 drops here this next week. Starfield the week after that. Like, I think I'm gonna spend some time with those games.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate's not till September for me because
PlayStation 5. Yeah. Well, it's on GeForce now.
My internet's not good enough, really. Not if I want to play and stream it. Like, my upload is only high enough to play it if I wanted to. So.
Oh yeah. No, there's gonna be there's a big community on Xbox that has been wanting to play Final Fantasy 14, and the narrative that there's nobody on Xbox, it's like, I mean, that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're like, I'm not going to put it here because I think no one's there, and then no one goes and gets on the platform. It's like, no, just put the games out there. It's going to be great, etc. So it's like it's finally done. So it's one less fight that we have to have. But there will be more different fights. Like I definitely want get more games on GeForce Now for sure.
I'm pretty sure people are gonna play it. Like,
oh yeah,
you're gonna have probably millions of players.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be okay. I think they're gonna see millions of players at launch, but I don't think it's gonna stick at millions. But it's going to see a spike.
I think it's gonna be a lot, like a few million at launch, but it'll probably stay around.
I'm gonna guess about my guess of nothing but random guessing and no factual information at all, just pure guesswork. No, my theory is I'm gonna guess we'll see an influx of 500,000 Xbox players.
Wow, that's more than I was thinking. I was thinking that overall the influx would be around 300,000. But who knows?
I was thinking more than that.
I'm being generous. I feel like I'm thinking 500,000.
Okay. Hey, thanks, Doddering.
But a lot more, of course, when it launches. Like, I expect a lot more. Like, I expect the beta to overflow.
Yeah.
Oh, people are gonna. Yeah, a lot of people I think are gonna be real excited about it.
And also too, like the Xbox Series S, I think it is the cheap one.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it basically like the same, like hardware, like the same capabilities as the X series, except it's all digital as opposed to disc?
No, it's worse.
Is it worse?
It just doesn't do 4K.
Series S Series S has less CUDA cores, a worse GPU. It has less RAM. It's slower RAM.
Okay.
The Series S is slightly worse than the X, but that's only because the S is designed around 1080p gaming versus 4K gaming with Series X.
Okay, well that makes sense then. That's perfectly fine. but like as someone who, you know, can't really afford a PS5, nor really wants one.
Yeah, it's an option.
But, you know, maybe an Xbox Series S. I mean, it's $350-ish, right?
I think it's like 300.
It's 300?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mike
checked
it a couple days ago and said it was 350, but I don't know.
I mean, it probably depends on where you buy it and what you buy.
Exactly. I mean, I think he was looking at Best Buy, which I don't pay attention to.
The PS5 is now down to $399 in the UK.
Okay.
Because they just got nearly $100. Well, they got £80, which is nearly $100 cut off the full price now.
Right. I don't know. But I mean, for someone who has an Xbox and who, you know, doesn't have a PC or something, you know, or has like a laptop, you know,
yeah,
it's worthwhile.
Soul says, I hope you're having a great birthday stream, and I love reaction on the whole Final Fantasy 14 announcement. I'm on my way back home from Final Fantasy Vegas.
Oh yeah, you gotta go to FanFest. That's awesome. And oh, Ralph, wow, dude, with the super chat, $5 saying happy birthday. Thank you so much for the super chat, dude. Really appreciate that. Got cold clocked right again.
I really want to talk about what happened. I can't. So I hate NDAs.
Oh, whoa, all right. What a tease! What a tease! Oh my gosh! Run! This guy's fast! Holy crap!
I mean, he's got longer legs than you, Brian. Of course, he's fast.
That he does. And his little minion scarab thing.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, and I got
a lot of.
Go ahead.
As you saw, some press got interviews with FanFest this year.
That's good. I haven't seen the interviews themselves.
And by the way, I was eventually invited to FanFest Vegas.
Oh, nice.
But I had to turn it down because they invited me like June 27th. And I'd have to pay for the hotel and flight myself.
Yeah.
So I'm like, there's no way I can get a hotel and flight in that short of time.
Yeah, that you're not going to pay an insane amount of money for. Yeah. With Molly being 3 months old and being that it's like our sixth kid, I was like, I did not feel like it's appropriate for me to basically be like, all right, I'm going to be, I'll see y'all later. I'll see you later, sweetheart. You know? It's like, no. I'm going to stay take care of my family.
For the invite and the chance to get an interview, but it was just way too late. Soul says we caught a flight at 11 a.m. back home today from Las Vegas FanFest, which was amazing. Very crowded, at least over 500,000 people. Food trucks ran out of several times. It was super hot and humid there.
I've been seeing Chris post pictures, and I was like, really
excited for Las Vegas.
I was seeing people being forced to stand outside for like an hour or so.
Yeah.
Punisher's UK FanFest is better for you, Chili. Yeah, but the problem is, I play on North American servers, so I don't really know anybody that's like. I'm going to UK FanFest. I've got booked. In fact, it's costing me more to go to UK FanFest than it did America.
Oh wow.
Yeah, UK FanFest. Well, it's going to be cheaper when I get there because my mate's going to pay half the money for that because we're splitting the hotel. But right now, it's cost me $750 for the hotel and travel. So $900 for hotel and travel for 3 nights.
Did you have a good time, Souls, out there? Because like the images and everything, I was just like, you know, man, I definitely missed it because we haven't been able to do in person for a while, and so hopefully here in 2 years, I'll be able to make it, which will be great. Because I saw Soro with Rich and Chris, and I was like, man, dude, I would have loved him in there.
Yeah, there were so many people. I was like, oh, I wish I was there to see them again. Like that's like everyone's like, oh, the events weren't great. There was not much to do. I'm like, you gotta understand, FanFest isn't. I feel like I guess when you go there for the first time, you don't get it. But after going a couple of times, you realize that
it's not really about the events.
About what's gonna be there. It's more about just chatting with people that enjoy the same video game that you enjoy. Like, it's the community aspect of FanFest that makes it an event more than the actual event.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, thanks, Patrick. I appreciate that, dude. 400 photos. Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah, Julie and I, Julie and I Fan Fest, that's usually what, like, that was kind of our big trip for her and me for the longest time. And then, and so I was like, gosh, like, I want to go. And so, like, if we get to go, it's like, I want to, yeah, like, let's go again. Bring Julie, go and have a good time.
Next Fan Fest, we're meeting up again. Next one, me and you, Brian, meeting up.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. I'd love to come out to the European one.
No, you don't, because it'd be cold and miserable.
I like cold.
I mean, better than.
I guess that'd be unique for you.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, it's been hot and humid here as well, so.
Yeah.
Not as hot as America, but it's still humid. But it's been, we hit like the 80s and 90s, which sounds not as bad as but it's when like last year when it hit 93, but I had 95% humidity.
Oof.
Well, pop in.
So it's like,
hello.
Well, howdy. What's
Happy
up,
belated birthday, Brian.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man.
You actually share a birthday with my mom.
Oh,
July
all right.
27th.
Dude, my daughter is the 26th of July, and so years before she was born, like I actually proposed to Julie on July the 26th. So it's like the July 26th, 27th, and then we have like my sister's anniversaries today, my parents' anniversaries coming up, my brother's birthday, and my wife's birthday is this next week. So it's just what we call like celebration week, where it's like, it kicks off where it's like everybody's got a reason to celebrate, so we all get together and do fun things.
Yeah, it's my father-in-law's and my best friend's birthday today as well.
Oh man, dude, heck yeah!
Celebration week.
Leos, lots of things.
yeah, Punisher, the hotel for me is 600 for FanFest for 3 nights. Soul says Yoshi P was super cool. We got several autographs from him, and yeah, he's lovely. Yoshi P is wonderful.
And thank you guys so much for the 20 likes on the Ginger Prime. I don't know if anybody's over on New World Central right now. If you guys are, thank you guys so much. I'm multi-streaming. We're on Kick, Facebook, 2 YouTubes, and even Twitter right now. So
I really do hope that, because I wore my poop hat during my interview, that when I go to FanFest, he notices me again.
It's like, wait a minute, I'm seeing a pattern.
Yes, I was in a Zoom call with a poop hat. I ain't got no fear.
I was,
sorry for the brag.
I was excited to see that you used the term cloud chaser in your video the other day.
Yes,
I was like,
that's
oh my
the
gosh,
term.
it's stuck in his head. That's great.
It's what we're going with. I loved it. I was like, that is what we're doing. That is the name of this. So yeah. So for those who don't know, you have the Xbots and you have the Sony ponies, and then for people who are like all diehard cloud like myself, we're gonna be the cloud chasers. So that's what you're gonna. Oh, those damn cloud chasers! They want everything in the cloud.
My one contribution. Let's go.
Let's go.
It's fun. I know I'm a Sony fanboy, and I'll admit that I can't deny it.
There's nothing wrong with knowing that about oneself, right? Like, it's fine to have a team. There's nothing wrong with having your team, right? But it's when it's like,
I just find it funny when so many people. No, I'm just so many people are toxic about it. Like my view is, yay, Xbox is finally getting it. Not, oh no, how dare they?
Yeah.
Like, I have a different view when it comes to single player titles than you. Like, I believe that I don't mind having some being exclusive because it helps sell the platform, but at the same time,
but
when it comes
wouldn't
to
time the exclusive
titles,
also do that?
I feel like everything should be on everything.
Wouldn't though? Yeah, multiplayer I think should be everywhere. Like if your game has a multiplayer component, I think it's healthier for the game and that game's community if you're able to sit here and say more players, right? Multiplayer, like let's remove barriers. And the reason is because other games already have. So if you're gonna sit here and say, hey, friend group, I know we're all playing game X and you guys are on PlayStation and you guys are on Xbox and you guys are on PC and we're having a blast. Hey, but this new multiplayer game looks really cool. But to the PlayStation players, it's not on PlayStation, it's only on these platforms. I'm completely against that because it doesn't make sense. It hurts. And so what ends up happening, people are like, no, it's just easier to play the game that we already are playing. or go to a game that's doing it. So if you have a multiplayer game and you're locking out a platform, you're locking out, more sales, but you're also locking out that's where you end up seeing these games dying, not enough players. It's like, well, maybe you shouldn't make it so difficult now to enjoy this stuff. Yeah, Creature puts this really well, and Chili does not do this at all. But it's that loving one thing doesn't require wishing for the destruction of the other.
No.
Yeah, it's like, oh man. And imagine if Xbox decided not to make consoles. PlayStation players would lose. They don't win in this case. They have less competition, less choice. And so Sony then would be free to do whatever. Same thing with Game Pass. I don't want Game Pass to be the only option for people. I believe in choice, giving players the choice, and these economies can run into each other, and I think gamers win when they do, because then they can compete on price and service, not on necessarily some kind of artificial hype that eventually will wear off. So yeah, absolutely. I want a strong Sony, I want a strong Nintendo, a strong Xbox. I just want gamers to win. Now, the thing that I'll push back on Chili though, and the question to you is that, would a timed exclusive still be that, right? Imagine if they said, hey, after 2 years, God of War comes to Xbox. Does that defeat your love of the platform?
God of War different, because that's completely 100% funded by Sony.
Right, but I don't feel like that shit.
But
right, but I'm saying let's bring Halo or Hell. Let's just say 2 years, and then Xbox exclusives would come to Sony as well. It's kind of a trade-off, right? You get the you get the 2 years.
I can't agree with that, because at that point you've gone into the discount territory, and so the people that couldn't afford it before can now buy it discounted. Or at that point they'll just throw it on PlayStation Plus, and then people can play it for free. Because remember, Sony won't go into the whole day one like Xbox. But I've said this. I'm going to keep saying this multiple times. I've said this on the podcast as well. I do expect more day one PlayStation titles in the next few years, and people will be like, "Oh my God, that's a response to Game Pass." I'm like, yes and no. Yes, it'll be a response to Game Pass, because of course Game Pass did it first, so Sony's going to do it because it's doing successfully. But I think Sony is waiting until it's got some successful games of a service titles out.
Yeah.
And then once they've got the income from that, then that will because there's a decrease in day one sales, of course, because people aren't going to buy as many day one, because when you can download it on Game Pass or PlayStation Plus. So, but no, I don't Final Fantasy 16. I wish it would go to Xbox in 6 months. I think 6 months is a long enough timed exclusive.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a year or even 2 years is way too long, because there's too many spoilers. Even 6 months is quite a long time.
Yeah, especially with a narrative story that is 16. It's like, come on, man. I really wish. Oh man, I really wish. Oh, dude. Yeah,
it's like, be bad for you playing on US servers, Cullen. So not that bad. I raid on NA servers. They made that. YouTube is crashes. They may add the base game to 14 to Game Pass. I don't think so, because you already have the free trial.
Right. The thing that I will continue to fight for though, and then I got some pushback on, and it's that the thing that does not make sense to me, because they're adding in, Stormblood. And at some point, this confirms they will add in at some point Shadowbringers, and then at some point Endwalker. I'm not against that at all. What doesn't make sense to me is that, okay, you're having a good time. You're enjoying this game. Guess what? Not everybody can support a subscription. Military veterans and those in active duty, it doesn't make sense. I've got friends that it's like, man, I'd love to play it, but I can't justify a sub for a couple hours on the weekend once a month. And I'm like, I get it, right? Free trial, right? Fixes the problem.
Common argument.
But what's up? Yeah. Oh yeah. There are people who are like that.
Complaint, yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. I get it, right? You want to play for the story, etc. Free trial. That's your option, right? That's what they got the free trial. They could just do that. Yes, and that's actually what they do. They go and they play the free trial. Okay. A couple of them have gone and said, I like this game so much, I want to thank Square Enix. Here's the $20. And then they didn't realize they now have to be locked into a subscription fee for all time. So in their excitement and love, they want to give Square Enix money, which is not a bad thing. The weird thing is they can't go back to the free trial. They can't be like, all right. And so what the Square Enix needs to have, you won't have like retainers, you can't affect the economy or anything like that, but they should give players the option to say, you know what? The subscription is required, right? Like when Stormblood comes to the free trial, they should say the subscription is required for Shadowbringers and Walker Dawntrail, right? Like that's where if you want to play in that expansion's content, you got to sub. But if you want to just keep playing on your time and your energy for, you know, endless, like, and you want to be a part of the free trial, even though you gave us money, no sub. But you can't have your retainers. You can't, like, there's things you couldn't do, same kind of things you can't do on the free trial. But then that way you can still like, oh no, I was middle of Heavensward, and now it's like, okay, Square Enix's current model has me telling people not to give Square money, not because I don't want the game to do well, but because it just like, don't give them money until you're like 100% done with the free trial, you know, like be careful. And so that's just what, and then imagine though, because you know that the others are coming, they need to come up with a hybrid. What do you think, guys? What do y'all think about that?
I have mixed feelings about the free trial.
Go ahead.
Just because eventually it's going to be Endwalker, and it's just like, well, that's kind of, I guess, silly that it's going to include at some point like the first, is it four expansions?
Yeah. Well, that'd be actually the fifth, because Endwalker's the fifth.
Okay.
I will say you can play the whole game free to play.
Yeah, I mean, eventually.
Well, pay to win. No, even now, I will tell you now that you can play this entire game of 14 as buy to play. And do you know how that is?
You get a job and you pay a subscription?
No, I'm saying that you don't even have to pay for the subscription. Yeah. You're like, Chili, how do you do that? There's the Return to Eorzea campaigns that they do every few months. Every time there's a big downtime, there's the Return to. What you do is you buy the game for the expansion if you want. That way, you know, you do have to pay that sub if you want, unless you wait. And you just wait for the campaign, buy the expansion, download the update, and play it during that time period that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, you could play the whole patch. You have to rush the patches, of course, and you wouldn't have to do any other content. You would just be doing the expansion patches. But technically, you could, if you wanted to, you could easily just do the game buy to play that way.
That's true. That is true. Man,
during the
true.
free login periods. Soul says Square Enix make the subscription option on 14 like most games nowadays. But the issue is now most games don't have. They have a reasonably. It's hard to say. A lot of them are okay nowadays, especially certain games that have a foothold, such as. Everyone might insult it, but the Fortnites and stuff like that, where they have a regular patch schedule. But for a lot of the free-to-play titles, you don't know exactly what content you're going to get, when you're going to get that content, how long the patch cycle is going to be. At least by having a constant income sub with Final Fantasy 14, they know their constant income, so they can aim and budget correctly rather than having to budget based on spikes.
I'm a big supporter of subscriptions, but overall, from a monetary perspective, they're not the model that ultimately won. And it does keep more players away than anything else, and especially because of competition. Because what you end up having, and it is creating a generational issue, where it's like you have people who are like, oh, I'd love to go play Final Fantasy 14. Wait, what is this thing called a subscription? Hey, all right, thank you. Thanks for liking the stream over on Facebook. Appreciate that. So what ends up like, what they need is they just need like to rethink the business model, not make the sub optional, make the sub required, but make it at a certain expansion forward. So it's like, you want to be, you want to enjoy the game, you want to be subbed, you're going to get access to all this other stuff. It helps fund the game, makes us be able to do X, Y, and Z. But then essentially just literally say, honestly, I think it makes more money than the free trial, because you could always, play the free trial and never give them a dime, continue to not give them money and continue to be a player. But then essentially say oh, let's actually you can buy the game. And then,
but the thing is though, even with that, they may not make it money directly. The free trial players then helps them with the subscriber numbers. It makes them sound monthly active users is important nowadays.
Yeah.
And by having all those free trials, they can be like, look how many players we have. There's so many.
Right, but
or look how many active accounts we have and so forth.
Oh, I got him. I was hoping to get hit in.
Anyway, before I go, I just want to say happy birthday and a shout out to anyone in chat. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button on no matter what platform you're watching this right now. Thank you, Brian, as always, and hope you have a lovely birthday.
Dude, before you dip though, be sure to promote. Where can people find you, dude?
Oh, you can find me over on twitch.tv/MoogleGowan Radio. We're currently at 1,022 followers. I'm currently going through Fantasy 11 again because I'm addicted to this game. I'm using some HD upgrades. Shh, don't tell them. To make it look a little bit prettier. So thank you, everyone.
I wish Square Enix would make it look prettier, but yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, and thank you for giving me the chance to do the shout out. And I hope you all have a lovely rest of your Sunday.
Happy day. And then we need to get some collab time in because lots to talk about, especially as we get ready for EU Fan Fest and more. So anyway, have a great Sunday, man, and I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
See you later.
Yeah, just like Soul, I was playing 14 since alpha, beta, yeah. So 1.0 beta. Thanks, Jacob. Thanks for the happy birthday wishes, dude.
I guess one way to see it too is that maybe the subscription model isn't the way that failed, but you look at other games like Destiny and stuff, and they got their season pass is basically their subscription model.
Right, it acts as the optional sub. They just sell you, that content. Mm-hmm. The other option though you got to think of things like Game Pass, and you got to think of things like PlayStation Now. Other subscription models that come out, and Game Pass and PlayStation Now are better theme park MMOs than WoW and 14 as a theme park MMO, because you literally have MMOs in the catalog, but then you have every possible kind of game type you could ever think. You could play, you could try to beat every game in those catalogs, and you never will. So it from a dollar budget cost value perspective, what does the subscription really give you in an MMO today that also is funded by cash shops and funded in all these other ways? I'm not dogging games that making money. I'm pro games making money because I think we all win when that happens. But that's where it's okay, well, we got to have a real conversation about what makes the most sense. And 14 isn't going to get rid of their sub model. That'd be foolish. But I think that there is a better model to be had, in just talking about well, what about these free trial players who want to, who want to have a little bit more than that. So.
Yeah, it definitely created like you said, a generational kind of thing, and it split off in a very interesting way. So now companies like these MMOs have to figure something out.
Yes, exactly.
Over the long term.
Yeah.
And so it's okay, well, how's the game grow, continue to evolve, continue to invite, my thing is how do we continue to involve and invite in younger generations? Because I don't know if anybody else out there is unlike me, but I get older every year, so it's come on, if the kids aren't interested in your game, that's not a guarantee that they're gonna want to keep playing it. At some point, the fact that when Mario finally came to the iOS, I was so happy about that, because it's at some point, if you don't know who Mario is, they're not going to be able to sell you on nostalgia. And if you're only selling nostalgia, there's a timetable to that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So thankfully my kids are Mario fans. I love Mario games. Those are critical to my gaming catalog. I cannot wait for Super Mario Wonder this year. I really actually just want to hang out with y'all and play Super Mario Wonder. But we'll see. So Nintendo's weird about content creators.
Indeed.
Now I age, and my kids are thankfully will. Can I get out of here? Yes, sweet. Oh, whoops! I was auto running. Hopefully I don't need to touch anything up there. Okay, good.
It is very difficult to die
the power of the ancients.
From fall damage in New World.
Yeah, I like that. I don't mind fall damage, but I don't like it when it kills me. But I haven't actually. Have I died from? Can you die of fall damage in this game?
You can. It's extremely difficult. I've almost died, and there's a location in Brimstone Sands that is the highest location in the game, and I almost died. I hit the. I think you have to like sprint off of it or something. I don't know. But there's definitely a location where I think if you miss the ledge underneath, you'll die.
I love the verticality in this game, and if they ever bring in gliders, it's gonna be sweet, dude. It's gonna be sweet. Yeah. Whoa, Mix with a $2 super chat says, HBD, you're awesome, dude. Haters gonna hate. Yes, man. Thank you, A, for the support, but yes, dude. Like, and that's where it's like people are like, we gotta report these guys. I was like, dude, let them share their ignorance and their hatred. It only is going to benefit me. Like, I will only win from that. This is the thing that it's the curse of social media. The currency is the attention. You know, like if you think of like currency like a dollar, you translate that into attention. Good and bad attention is still attention. And so if people want to sit here and say bad things about me, guess what? I've been doing this a couple years now. I can take it. It's like, man, it doesn't bother me, man. Like, so yeah, hey, like, just pray for the people who clearly need help, DPS Purge, man, haven't talked to you in a while, dude. Hopefully you're doing well. Says, happy birthday, Brian. All the best to you on your next trip around the sun. Thank you very much. And then Soul says, I'll be having my PC back Tuesday, August 2nd. Are they ever planning on making New World for your PS5? That is something I hope for. So they're still working on native controller supports for New World. And I think once native controller support officially makes its way into the game, then there can be a real conversation about console. I don't know if they're going to do it at the same time. That just seems like a lot of work. And I would think that it's probably better for them to say, hey, we got controller support. Hey, the expansion's out. Okay, now let's talk about like the platforms. But because the engine they're working on is planned for Lord of the Rings, their next follow-up MMO, and that's coming to console. Yes, I would put money down that New World is going to come to console. I just don't have a timetable yet in my head. But as soon as the picture becomes more clear, I'll be sure to share that with you guys as well. I would expect that, yes, just like Throne of Liberty and Blue Protocol and everything else that's coming, yeah, and Lord of the Rings, that yes, like these games, MMOs are going to be a console PC cross everything, kind of culture thing, which I think benefits us all, us MMO players who like MMOs. The ability to play wherever the hell we are, and like that actually I think will help make sandbox MMOs viable again, especially when it's like, imagine being able to pull up your phone and you're like, hey, let me just manage my shop for a little bit. Like, you don't have to like, all right, I'm going to commit to the next 8 hours. So you're like, okay, let me just pop onto my phone real quick. And that's going to be where we're going to see, how cloud is going to change and elevate the game with MMOs.
My auctions, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like
let me manage my inventory and see what I want to put up for auction, right?
Right. So that when you get online, you're like, oh man, that's the thing with me. It's like, I don't get hours and hours and hours every day to play games. I get, if I'm good, if I've been a good husband and a good father, I might get maybe 8 hours a week, to game. And that's great, and that's why I appreciate it. That's where also the negativity never makes sense to me, because I'm just like, you get how beautiful video games are? Do you get how beautiful they are? If you're mad, you're playing games the wrong way, because there's so many great games that you could be playing, and you're not going to get any sympathy from me. oh, I'm sorry, you only had 40 hours this week to beat everything in this one game, and now your life has lost all forms of meaning. Dude, like, go do something else. Like, you can have a balance. You can have a family, and you can also play games. You just got to figure out what that balance looks like, and these are all good things.
Yeah, I will say I was hesitant for a while to download the Destiny 2 app, but man, has that started to save me time. As my computer ages, I need to rebuild, because loading into the tower can take 2 minutes, 3 minutes sometimes. Just having the app so I don't have to load into extra zones is really nice now.
Yeah. Punisher says they spend 10 hours gaming max a week. That feels like a healthy amount, right? Like, that feels like a fun amount. Punisher, question for you. Do you actually love and have fun with games? Like, that's the question, because I think a lot of people also, and let me just call out the fact that I am a content creator, that people are hanging out with me on this stream. Like, I'm not ignorant to what I'm about to say, but I think a lot of people also now see games as some kind of like, this is going to be my career. And then you get into this kind of social media aspect of like, okay, I gotta do viral stuff. I gotta make, and it's like, to me, that seems exhausting as a parent. I'm like, I'm just gonna be me. I'm just gonna tell you all the truth. And I lose, I think what how many subscribers? I lost almost 2,000 subscribers on YouTube last year. I gained more than I lost, but it's like, because I was like, guys, I'm not having fun with Final Fantasy 14 anymore. I'm gonna go play. Other games. I'm gonna go work on my health. I'm gonna go work on my comedy career. And it's like, and people are like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah, I will happily make videos that you're like, I'm done with this guy. It's like, because I get to tell you the truth, and that is the best position to be in. I can tell you, I don't have to sit here and suck up to these companies. I get nasty messages, when I'm talking about stuff, and I'm like, dude, this is how it is. They're like, don't say that. We weren't ready to say that publicly. And I was like, well, you confirmed to me in this message that what I said was true. I was just telling you as a software engineer how the tea leaves are falling out. And gamers get mad at me because I'm like, this is what's happening. When I was said, like, dude, Amazon's picking up Throne of Liberty. Amazon's going to be publishing Blue Protocol. Everybody's like coming out. They're like, this guy's an idiot, yada, yada, yada. They all just go away. They all disappear because I'm constantly right. And I was talking with my friend Magic Mike he's on Giant Bomb. If you guys don't follow Magic Mike, awesome dude. But he's like, dude, I'm getting to the point where I just want to root against you, because at some point, like, you won't be humble anymore. And I was like, I'm just telling you how I see things. I just see things in a development sprint agile way, and based off of what these companies say, you can start to understand their sprint schedule. You can actually it becomes very clear to me, and so I get to share that. And some people don't like that I share that stuff with you guys, but they don't own me. And I'm like, all right, like, yeah, I don't get early access, and I don't get invited out to things. And honestly, I think for me, that's kind of a point of pride right now. It's like, cool. I'll play it when everybody else plays it, because that's the thing. Like, despite the fact that I do have an audience and I do make content, I think the thing that I never want to lose is the absolute relatability of, like, I go to work, I take care of my family, and I play games when I can, and I'll talk about it. And that's the magic, I guess. Oh, you're going to Gamescom?
That those kind of things, accesses and early and stuff, would be a huge time sink, like, whether or not you're ready for it.
It's a time sink, but at the same time, like, you have to agree to so many little things that, you get a boost, because yes, being first matters in content creation. Having, people search and you be the only one or one of the only ones out there, but it's, I don't know, it's exhausting, and I don't like, I don't want to be muzzled. So what are my thoughts on Wayfinder? I think I'm still under NDA. Can we get a legal check?
I don't know how. I don't have access to that information.
Get me a lawyer. I don't know what I can and cannot say about Wayfinder. Just note that I'll be purchasing the Founders Pack.
Okay.
I like RPGs, man. Like it's like you give me an XP bar to fill up, and you give me some fun combat. Like let's go. Oh crap! There we go. I suck as a human being at video games. I was like, I that's the where it's like somebody's like, yeah, New World. I do have a controller guide out, but I'm really trying to learn mouse and keyboard. So I'm actually playing mouse and keyboard right now, and it's like I effing fat key so much crap, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, we're back.
So Wayfinder is launching on August the 15th as a part of early access for PS5 and PC. And if there's another platform in there, I apologize. Yeah, so that's happening. And then eventually it's coming everywhere. So Cloud Strife says, have I played Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin? I have not. I wanted to play it last year, but it just did not work out. Obviously, because I was working on Final Fantasy 14. Since leaving Final Fantasy 14, I've been able to play so many games like in my backlog. So I'm playing Final Fantasy 16, not at this second, but technically right now. That's the single player game that I've been playing and streaming. Once I beat 16, my plan is I want to go play through Final Fantasy 7 Remake, because I haven't played that yet. And then essentially, yes, the Stranger of Paradise. Like I love Final Fantasy games, so I just want to sit down and enjoy it, you know? So yeah, I don't know when my next 16 stream will be, but I really want to have all of that like live cataloged and who knows? I could honestly, the truth is I could take a break from 16 right now. The majority of how I play Final Fantasy single player games is I usually play them very heavily and then I take long breaks and then I come back and finish them. But yeah, the last cutscene that we did, the last part of 16, I was like, mind-blowing stuff, dude. I was like, this is great, but I do feel like I should actually though finish 16 before I get distracted and go down. But I'm planning on right now. I'm gonna play some Baldur's Gate 3, and then I want to play Starfield. So I know those two single player games are coming up. I guess Baldur's Gate 3 is actually a multiplayer game, so we could do some fun streams about that if anybody else picks that up. Where's this?
As someone who just finished 16 himself, I can say you definitely should finish the game. It's a great story all the way through.
Oh, dude, the characters.
That's surprising.
Oh, dude, they like oh man, like the characters are. So, I love the bad guys. I love there's so much going on. I love, the 3D chess that's being played. So it's like, yeah, okay, cool. So chat, okay, that's great. Then I'm gonna stick with the plan. I'm gonna finish 16. And then essentially 7R, and then and then like Origins, Final Fantasy. It's like, yeah, like this is fun. I want to play those though, where like with 16, I'm not hanging out with people in voice chat. What I want to do for these other games is like I'm just gonna hang out in voice chat, and I'll mute chat or whatever whenever a cutscene comes up that I care about.
Well, it does. I'll explain later. Let's collect these eggs and get out of here.
Like gaming for me is like a social thing. Like even with a single player game, like it's a social thing. Yeah. So it's like if I wasn't streaming, it'd be like, come over to the house, like let's hang out, like and let's play this game. So DPS Perch says, you and I are 30 and still gaming, and Reforge is 30 and still gaming. I was like, let's see here. Are you at 30 and still gaming and Reforge still doing your show? I've been out of the gaming loop this summer. I figured life has been busier for you. And with a new baby. I got a new job. And so I have not been a part of the podcast for a little while, and that's just due to scheduling. But maybe that's something that I can bring in, back into kind of the life like once a month, because it's a great show. It's a great show. So thank you for asking that question. I've been having a lot of fun. Like I had a lot of fun with it, but like when I like family and budget and making sure that, because like my wife's a stay-at-home wife, I am the sole provider for the family. And last year, it was the lowest amount of money I've made in a long time. So we had to pull from the emergency fund. And then thankfully this year with the new job and everything, I've been able to refund the emergency fund. And we're finally able to breathe a little bit, because it's like, okay, cool, we got enough money coming in. And with the inflation last year, my wife was stressed out, dude. So it was like, okay, but that's it. Like this, we're gonna win here. And that's that's my job is to go and make sure I provide for the family. And that's where it's like, yeah, content creation. It's like sometimes like you have a month and you're like, wow, that's a lot of crazy. I'm glad people enjoyed my videos, and then it's like the next month it's like, yeah, nobody watched anything. It's like I can't build a safe environment for my kids to grow up in off of that kind of RNG.
Yeah, I've definitely thought about getting into content creation myself at some point or another.
It's a lot
every
of fun.
time, like, I'm feeling like, all right, I've had like a month where I've had time. I could start now, and then it immediately life turns around again. It's like, oh, okay, never mind.
Well, and that's where like I see all these guys going live first. Like, oh, I'm gonna live stream first. It's like, what? No. Like, build a VOD, you know, make VOD content, because you're gonna get sick. I was sick all this last week. This last week, I was like literally planning on doing a couple of like lunch and loot streams, like with some Diablo and like whatever. Just like, yeah, I'm just playing these games. And but then I was like, I was sick. I was like, no, I couldn't even hold a controller. I was like, I do not feel good at all. And so I was like, nah. But yeah, you're gonna get sick. You're gonna get busy. Life will find a way, man. Oh, this guy we need to beat. So I was like, yeah, let's just freaking go, man. Oh, he like teleported under the ground. This guy hits like a truck.
Strange, because what's your armor like?
Oh, it's probably garbage.
Maybe.
Like, that's one of the things that I just.
He's only a silver 1 bar elite.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be hitting you that hard.
Yeah, that's where it's like, I'm sure I'm in some pretty crappy gear. What is this, $5.95? I need to.
No, it doesn't look that crappy. Oh, you're in light gear, that's why.
Well, some of it's light. I'm kind of at a medium right now, because I'm like kind of a great sword paladin build in a way.
Right.
Oh yeah, it's true that they're going to be making changes. I'm not worried about those changes because and I rub people the wrong way, but I'm like, no, like, age the girls up in these games. I don't want no like little kid running around in like an over sexualized way. So them removing kind of the little kid option and the dress from the little kids, I like that. For me, I fully support that stuff. How do we get past here? Interesting.
I mean, so that's like an East versus West thing, right? Because in Japan, I'm pretty sure the age of consent is like 14.
Yeah, it's an East and West, so it's like them, and that's where you see it all. I'm used to that my whole life.
So like I've seen like there's a book I have in my library that I'm reading on and off that there's sex in it, but the person having sex is like in middle school.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's not something I expected, but I'm just like, all right, it's a Japanese light novel, I can get through it. So
yeah, that concerns me.
Trust me, I don't swing that way. Or at least I don't like.
I'm not worried about you. I was just like.
This is. I do agree with that, but I feel like making women wear pants in the universe is like a skirt that kind of drives me nuts from the sense. Oh yeah, I get that. I mean, or what they could do is like the ballerina thing, and then like leggings with the skirt.
I'm doing the potion. No! Oh, nuts. Like, drink potion, please. Oh yeah, so jumping into Destiny 2 Lightfall. I hope you have a good time. I haven't played Destiny since I beat Lightfall, and that's pretty, I guess, standard for how I play Destiny. Like, I buy the whole thing, and it's like, all right, I'll get around to it again, and it's like, it's a fun game. But I know a lot of people are pissed off at Destiny right now, and that just, again, I'm like, all right, like, if you're not having fun, let me show you 1,000 other awesome things that you can be playing. Thanks for hanging out, Punisher. Cheers to you, sir. Have a good day.
After skipping Witch Queen, I figured it.
Witch Queen's great. I thought Witch Queen was great.
At the time, so. Yeah.
I liked Witch Queen a lot. I thought that was great. And then for Lightfall, it's just like, I don't know, man. I didn't like it. I just like, I don't like the story.
Witch Queen was. I have an unpopular opinion about Witch Queen.
You probably, yeah. So that would be, you didn't like it?
Basically, the expansion could have not existed and nothing would have changed.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's any impact, really.
Like, and also, too, Savathun was actually the good guy. We were the bad guys in that expansion. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Savathun was actually trying to preserve and save the Traveler from the using her weaving magic stuff. She was trying to actually save and protect the Traveler and from the Witness, and we thought she was trying to like destroy it or something, and we killed her for it, and we wind up being in a worse position than if we had just let her be.
I will say that is kind of what the continued Lightfall, the seasonal story has kind of brought, is a different perspective on essentially the entire outcomes of the Witch Queen. It's interesting.
I also hate Bungie's storytelling.
I also do.
Because it's basically all MacGuffins or like unknown motives, right? That's basically what it is. And I'm just like,
I just don't have the memory for this storyline spaced out over weeks and weeks and weeks.
Cloud, I agree.
What did Cloud say?
In terms of like Blue Protocol,
yeah,
it says if women want to wear either, whether pants or skirts, let them. If men want to wear either, let them. Of course, I find women with pants typically less attractive, and I find men with skirts less men.
Yeah. Just let people dress how they want.
Yeah.
It's a game.
I mean, I'm kind of more.
But they like the only thing is like when they were like, okay, like this is a kid, we don't, we don't need to sexualize their clothing. Yeah, I'm good.
I agree. Making women wear pants is almost like making them look manly. Censoring little things like that in video games drive me nuts. Yeah, I mean that gets into a broader IRL conversation, but this is not the place for it. No, wrong button.
I think I'm spec'd for like Fisher, so maybe that's why.
Are you using? Is all your stuff?
I think I'm all in focus. I'm gonna have to. Well, let's actually play with my build and see what we can do here. See if I attack him in focus.
He does plan on playing Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, I've had it since early access, so I've been playing the latest build, and it's honestly really great. Great game. Yeah, I'm undefeatable. I'm unbeatable as a healer.
If it were an ARPG, I'd probably get more on board with it. The fact that the combat is turn-based.
It's fun though. It's like it's tactical.
Yeah, I've never gotten into turn-based combat.
I don't judge you.
I just find it fun.
Oh man! Oh, I thought I was undefeatable. I'm clearly not. Oh, so many jackals. Oh man, a 14 and 11 sub being shared. Like, let's freaking go. Let's go, man. 100%, dude.
I'm pretty sure like a lot of people are waiting for that. I'm not sure it's happening.
I got a couple of videos already on the channel DPS. So if you go look at the channel page, you want to watch, take a look at my Baldur's Gate 3 content. That'd be really awesome. YouTube. It's always weird, like, you know, because I do more variety here on Prime and talk about a handful of games that, you know, we know gamers can be tribal, and because, like, you know, like, oh, YouTube is like, oh, I'm not going to show this video to anybody. And I'm like, all right, I'm still going to make it because that's what's more important. So if you're interested in my Baldur's Gate 3 or my Starfield stuff, if you just check the channel, like, homepage, it should hopefully show you something that you're interested in. I even have a short, you know, so if you guys like and you like the stuff I do, be sure to go hit the, you know, watch those shorts so YouTube starts pushing those out. That's the best way for me. Like, the fact that you guys show up is just the best. All right, we're gonna actually check gear here because, like, there we go, kill that guy. Let's see. All right, so. I love the spoil system they added to fishing. It really is nice. Here.
What's the spoil system? Ooh, hello.
So when you fish, like, not only are there treasures, but you can fish up spoils, and then that does essentially kind of, at least right now, feed you with all kinds of cool stuff. So maybe that's the current event, but it's like, yeah, like, got me some of this, got me some of that. All right, let's see here. First and foremost, it's a dex sword and focus. So dex and focus is kind of where it's at. What's my gear like over here? Constitution, focus, and focus and constitution. So I have definitely got the focus in the gear. So I can pull my character attributes. Yeah, my attribute. Let's respect
gear then.
Absolutely. I got some strength gear apparently. What's rocking strength right now? Focus.
Yeah, you could do
strength. Here's the strength.
Dex.
Okay, I got 2 strength accessories. See if I can find a dex accessory or something. Nope. Here's the dex. I saw a ring that was like Constitution. Clear up some of this stuff. Constitution leggings. Acid resistance, shirking energy. I need light, though, to get that perk. There's a focus dex. That's better for me, I think. Take that anyway, yeah. I got this. Oh man, focus is fine. Strength. I don't want the strength. Do I have anything other than strength? Because if I like feed it with that, what's this ring? Intelligence, not helpful. Dexterity, strength. I can do that. Alright, so that should be a little bit of better stat alignment. And then respec, and I can... What does this give me? Oh, hell yeah. See if that increases my survivability and all. Thanks, DPS Purge, man. Have a good day, dude. Thanks, Angel, for hanging out. Mother's Crib, yes. Final Fantasy 14 is coming to Xbox. It is happening. Man, dude, that was so awesome, man. I was so happy. Still am. Like, it's just... Oh, man. Corruption resistance. Okay, I was like, I'm just bleeding damage right now. Oh, me. What am I doing? Yeah. See if we can get this quest knocked out. Might play some Remnant too. I'm gonna spend some time with that. So if I can get this quest knocked out, yeah, I might jump in on that. That sounds fun.
I have not played it. Seems okay. But what I understand though is definitely scaled for minimum 2 players.
For keyboard and mouse?
No. Remnant 2.
It's definitely scaled for what? I didn't. You said MM2?
For Remnant 2.
Yeah.
It's the content is scaled for minimum 2 players.
Oh, okay.
It's actually harder on as in 1 player.
Well, if anybody has it and wants to jump in, we'll play.
I guess since I started both 14 and 11 back in 2020, I can manage multitasking them. I just don't play video games too much because I don't have a social life. They're both really fun. I mean, who needs a social life when you have video games where you can also have a social life within the video game, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Even
not
like
a bad thing.
FF11 modern updated build today, I would like the level down to be back in more players. I hate level down or lose experience. I hate that. It's not a fun mechanic, and
it does some things though, some positive things in terms of like it makes you approach the game much differently about preparation, but not everybody wants that, you know, for sure.
Right. I mean, the features in FF11 are for a more, I guess, hardcore. Hello. A more hardcore and niche audience, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like I'm playing video right now. It's a good game, but it's a niche game.
Yeah.
Right. Like it has like several hundred it has like, I don't know. I think if you count like, it's just a difficulty curve when you are willing to tolerate it or not. That's true, I suppose. I'm just saying the mechanics are niche. Not so much like the content itself is difficult, but rather the systems within the game are, I wouldn't say archaic, but are definitely niche. They're more hardcore.
Did you find them? It's as I believe. So they were drone eggs. A smaller breed of devour. It seems Malik is... Oh, I did. There's a set of ruins north of the Great.
And I will say experience loss does feel different in like single player versus multiplayer games. Like if you're the sole reason why you lost that experience, it's a lot more reasonable. When things can happen that are completely outside of your control, it starts to feel bad.
Yeah.
It definitely is not a good thing, right? I mean, I played Ion, where the original Ion, when it first launched, I forget when, back in 2010, I think 2009, something like that.
Yeah.
And it had you lose experience, and it never felt good. And I was never able to make up the deficit, just because I was a terrible player. You could actually buy back your experience through a special NPC.
See, that's an interesting solution.
Yeah, it was good, but I just couldn't. Yeah, couldn't make it work.
All right, I'm gonna make a thumbnail for the new one. We'll switch up the game today. Hell yeah! Let me get the logo.
Wait, no, where is this NPC? Nope.
Perfect. Ah, dope. Almost perfect.
There we go.
Thumbnail created. Get the stream created and we'll roll it. Thanks, True Grit. Thanks for hanging out, man. Remnant 2, okay. Now,
I agree, Cloud. I mean, FF11 is effectively the WoW classic of FF14, right?
it is, yeah. That's a good way to think of it.
So yeah, it should be included as the two games should have one subscription, like WoW Classic and WoW Retail do.
I'm gonna add a redirect. There you go, perfect. All right, now. All right, I'm gonna wrap up on a couple of these platforms. I should be able to redirect and end the stream here in a little bit. So just note that you might have to refresh, or you might have to look at the homepage or whatever, but hopefully YouTube takes you to the right location. Hopefully wherever you are, it takes you to the right location. But yeah, let me go ahead and just end this one here. I'll do the YouTube one last. We'll do the new. Thanks for everybody over on New World Central. You guys are the best. I'm gonna go play some Remnant 2 now. Be sure to like that, hit that like button, and I'm gonna hit this button. It should end, I believe. So hopefully New World Central goes offline. So I'm not gonna bring them back up that way. And then I'm gonna end it here real quick, and then it should actually. I could do the next one. I think I've seen things like this happen. Edit settings, Remnant 2, save. Okay, hopefully that is live. Let's see if it is. Might be like, hey, your stream key. So technically that should be live. I'm gonna hit end stream. If not, I'll figure it out. See you guys in a second. And